Hi everybody, I'm Carolyn. I'm the Children's Librarian at Battersea and York Gardens Libraries in Wandsworth, London, United Kingdom. And today I'm bringing you a special festive treat/craft. You might be able to guess what it is from everything you can see here. But before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that we have online events all throughout December. Lots for Christmas and winter and Hanukkah and solstice and all sorts of fun stuff. So make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And also check out the link I'll leave to the full schedule of events below. You don't want to miss any of it. We are also having some special guests, including the wonderful creatures from Zoo Lab and a festive adventure with Magical Quest. Those are Zoom events that require registration. They are free, but you do need to let us know if you want to come. So I'll leave the details to that below. 2 of them are this week, so make sure you don't miss it. So today I'm launching the Wandsworth Libraries Gingerbread Library Competition. So we challenge you to build a library or a literary themed house out of gingerbread. So you might want to build your favorite library, your dream library, or maybe you want to build a famous house or structure from literature, or maybe you want to go with a traditional gingerbread house, which is fine because that is also from literature, right? Hansel and Gretel. So you have lots of options. Basically, we just want to see your creative confectionery creations. And you can send pictures or videos, if you like, to us on Facebook, on any of the Wandsworth Librarians Facebook pages. You can send them to us on Twitter. Just make sure you tag Wandsworth Libs or better_Battersea. Or you can email them directly to me, carolyn.deneen@gll.org. I'll leave all the information for entering the competition down below. And you have until the 3rd of January. So I will announce the winner the first week of January. And your prize is your book of choice from our Advent calendar of Christmas books for kids. So if you win, I'll also send you a list of what those book options are, and you let me know which one you want. But also follow the Wandsworth Librarians Facebook page because we're posting a special Christmas book that we love every day of Advent. So to make your gingerbread house or library, you will of course want your pieces of gingerbread. I have quite a lot here because I'm going to attempt to build Battersea Library out of gingerbread. And Battersea Library is a beautiful building, a complex building. So I'm only going to do part of it, and I might not do it justice, but I'm going to try my best. I used a recipe from a website called Sally's Baking Addiction, and it is specifically for building gingerbread houses. So it's edible, but it's very strong and sturdy. So I'll leave a link to that recipe, but you can use your favorite recipe for a gingerbread house building if you have one. There's also lots of templates that you can find online. The website I got the recipe from provides one, but I of course had to make my own, so you can do that by either measuring and drawing with a ruler or designing it on your computer. That's what I did, and then printed it out and cut around the shapes in my dough. To make this amount of gingerbread, I needed about 3 recipes worth, and I had a little bit left over just to make some cookies as well. Then you will need some royal icing. This is icing that is quite sturdy, so it holds up really well to being on display. It dries quickly and it is strong, so it can hold your gingerbread pieces together. I'll leave a link to a recipe as well, but you can also buy it pre-made. And you just want to put it in a piping bag if you have it, or you can just use a freezer bag and cut a hole in the end, which is what I did. And you might want to make one with a slightly smaller hole for the more decorative details. You can also, of course, use different colors of icing if you like. I have some white and gold as well for decoration. And I also have fondant icing for decoration. So this is kind of the stuff that goes on the outside of cakes, like especially wedding cakes, and you roll it out and you can kind of cut shapes and mold shapes with it. So I'm going to use that a bit later for some of the snow details, but again, you don't have to, you can just use regular icing. And then of course you want some bits and pieces to decorate with. Got some candy canes, some colorful candy, use your imagination, sprinkles. My grocery store is all out of sprinkles, so I don't have any. So mine's going to be a bit more subtle, I think, but I think that could be nice too. You will also need something to build your house on, of course, so you can buy big cake boards that you can build on, or I just used some very heavy cardboard and covered it in tin foil. I'm going to cover this all with snow decorations as well. And I cheated a little bit, and it probably wouldn't win you a Star Baker, but for this competition, I just want you to have fun and be creative. So because I distrust my gingerbread house building skills a little bit, I made a cardboard template that I can build the base of the structure around. So I just used my cookie template to cut out some pieces of cardboard and put them together so that we have a little extra support. Nothing wrong with that. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my 4 walls. I think that's probably what you need first, isn't it? Now these are my roof pieces. Oh gosh, just be very careful not to drop these. I don't have enough to make another batch. So because I'm sticking mine to a cardboard template, I'm just going to put some icing on the back just to help it stick a bit more. Oh, that didn't work too well. There we go. Your front is done, and then I'm just going to do the same for the other 4 sides. Now, before you start assembling, you might want to decorate your pieces laying flat first, but I'm going to assemble first because I'm a bit worried I don't have enough icing, and I also don't really have time to wait for it to dry in between because you would want to make sure that the decorations are nice and dry. So I'm going to assemble first, and then what kind of decoration I do is going to depend on how much icing I have left. So after you have your 4 main walls on your cardboard, if you're doing it that way, you can just pipe in between the creases for some extra support and also just to tidy things up a bit. I should say I am obviously not an expert on this. This is the first time I have built a gingerbread house from scratch, and I haven't actually even built one using a kit that much. I think maybe once or twice, so it's a learning experience for us all. So make sure those gaps are just nice and filled, and then you can always go over them again with icing to make them look a bit neater. So I'm going to do that for all my edges. No! So I've got my 4 walls secure. Hopefully we'll probably add more icing as we go. And now I just need to add my roof pieces. So I have 2 of those, of course, that go on like this. So I'm gonna do the same thing, secure them down at all edges with some icing. Okay, so my structure is standing. It's not glamorous. It wouldn't be on the front of the magazine. Quite frankly, it probably wouldn't win this competition, but it's standing. So once you've got your 4 walls, or however many walls you have, and your roof, you can start adding some of the decorative elements. This might be it, and you're decorating the rest with frosting and candies, or you might have some more gingerbread pieces. So I have, for example, our front entrance to go there. It's a bit bent. I'm not an expert baker, but I'm doing my best. And then Battersea Library, you may know, has a tower on this side. This is very tricky. I'm not sure it's gonna work out at all, but let's see. In theory, oh my gosh, if I don't drop and break them all. Okay, right, I have most of my features added. You can see I have the sign on the side that says library. I haven't put that on yet, but moving on. I have our tower. It's a little bit sad looking. I think though, I did break a piece while I was doing it, so we'll see how well that holds up. But I think once it's dry, I'll better be able to attach the roof because it won't be quite so wobbly. And hopefully I'll be able to clean it up a little bit. But you know, if not, it got stuck in a snowstorm. So as you can see, this isn't really the whole of Battersea Library. It's just kind of the front that you see from Lavender Hill Road. I don't know if you can see that at all. But here's our entrance. I'm gonna decorate a little Christmas wreath up here. And then with decorations, I'm also going to add the windows, etc. But I think in order to do that, I have to wait for it to dry so it really holds its shape and is a bit more secure. This is meant to be posted, so I am running out of time. So what I think I will do is I'll show you this. Hopefully you can do a little bit better. Maybe the key is to not be quite so ambitious in your gingerbread plan. And then once this is dry, I'll work on decorating this, and hopefully a bit later this evening or maybe tomorrow I can post you a more finished product so you can see what I've done. But you have until the 4th of January, so that's plenty of time. Show me what kind of gingerbread structures you are building for the chance to win a Christmas book, your book of choice from our advent of Christmas children's books. So to enter, you can send a picture or video to our Twitters, that's at Wandsworth Lives or at better_Battersea. You can post it to this Facebook page or any of the Wandsworth Librarians Facebook page, or you can email it to me, carolyn.deneen@gll.org, and I will announce a winner the first full week of January. I will show you how this thing ends up. Hopefully it stays standing. Honestly, I've not built a gingerbread house from scratch before. And by the way, you don't need to do it from scratch for the competition. You can use a kit if you want, definitely. So the fact that it's standing up is not too bad in my books. Hopefully I'll be able to spruce it up and show you something slightly more impressive in the end. But if not, that's okay. I had fun doing it. And that's the real spirit of Christmas, isn't it? Don't forget to follow all of our Christmas and December and Hanukkah events on Wednesday. I'll be making a paper dreidel folding craft, which turns out a lot better than this, but it's a lot simpler. So make sure to tune in for that. And I will also see you for story time tomorrow at 3 p.m. So make sure to tune into that as well. So good luck on your gingerbread houses. Show me what you're making. Show me some in progress stuff. I love that kind of thing. And have a wonderful week. Bye.